Call Halayim, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well over the flock of Israel. Shalom to all you Akim out here pushing the words of truth and sincerity. And shalom to all the elect Akim Akwav, scattered Israelites, Israelite foreigners. I brought this out. This video is edifying. I'm Rapah Moth. And just going with the spirit of laying back and off of this brother's video. GMS Quawalia 4. And the title is Prepare to Suffer All Wicked MFs. All right, which is a great video. Brothers going into how there's a famine or a siege. And I'm going to point out some information of the coming famine too. So let me play a little bit of the Ox video, and then I'll go from there.
The city of Chicago is in crisis mode right now. They're going broke from the migrant crisis. Chicago, honestly, is a city in a fantastic location. You know, like all the stock trades and all the options trades are all routed to Chicago. That's why Chicago is still like the financial hub. But many of these corporations and financial institutions are thinking about pulling out. Chicago is becoming more and more of a lousy place to live and do business with increasing crime. They're going broke from the migrant crisis. Seems like the Chicago residents could just never catch a break. In fact, recently the tourism industry is slightly taking a hit as well. Check this out. Chicago can't catch a break even in terms of fresh produce. Chicago has new restrictions aimed at blocking dollar stores from oversaturating neighborhoods, undercutting grocers, and creating food desert. Now, there's a big produce.
So the spirit had me come across this topic earlier today. This article says, Wendy's considers surge pricing. Will other fast food chains follow? When you look up what surge pricing is basically because there's a larger demand during the day or during peak hours, kind of like Uber has peak hours that they charge more. That's surge pricing. So the fast food restaurants, the fast food chain Wendy's, announced that they will begin experimenting with dynamic surge pricing. That's right. So this Baconator that you ain't supposed to eat anyway, it's unholy. You got bacon and you're not supposed to eat swine and pork. But here it is, the Baconator is going to go from, let's say, $3.25 with the surge price during the surge hours. It's going to go to $5.50. That's what this is coming. You see? So let's read down what it says here. Fast food chain Wendy's has announced it will begin experimenting with dynamic surge pricing, similar to airlines and ride sharing, where costs depend on demand. All right, so let's check this video out.
The latest Baconator isn't the only new item hitting Wendy's menu. The fast food giant planning to test out dynamic pricing as early as 2025. It's a practice that charges different prices for the same items based on demand throughout the day. For example, a cheeseburger and fries could cost you more during the lunch rush than during a down period.
I would never expected a fast food restaurant to do that.
On a call with investors, Wendy's CEO Kirk Tanner says his company will invest $20 million on digital menu boards, allowing customers to see the updated prices.
Beginning as early as 2025, we will begin testing more enhanced features like dynamic pricing and day-part offerings, along with AI-enabled menu changes and suggestive selling.
Fast food restaurants already dealing with blowback on soaring prices from their customers as stories of $18 Big Macs and $7 Egg McMuffins at McDonald's went viral. Now adding dynamic pricing to the mix could potentially be damaging to the industry.
I don't think anyone's going to pay extra for the exact same thing that they were getting for less.
In fact, one survey finding 36% of consumers would order less often from restaurants adopting the practice. They'll have to be really careful about not angering consumers who are already kind of inflation wary.
And that's actually what's made the industry very sort of hesitant to dive fully in. There are definite risks involved, and they really don't want to anger customers.
But these fluctuating prices are nothing new to inflation-fatigued consumers who are used to seeing surging prices on everything from airlines to concert tickets, like Taylor Swift's Eras Tour Ticketmaster drama.
Oh my gosh, we spent $899 per ticket. Dynamic pricing is the worst.
And ride shares like Lyft and Uber notoriously face backlash from consumers when riders see unexpected costs.
Usually Uber's like $8-10. Tonight, it was like 50-something bucks. Little did I know about surge price.
But experts say this is a rare move from the fast food industry, which has been hesitant to sink its teeth into varying prices. This would be a big deal for restaurants if this was widely adopted.
And it's really going to depend on how customers react. Customers are okay with it, you'll see more of it. And if Wendy's test doesn't work for whatever reason, you might not see it that often.
So we reached out to Wendy's, telling us in a statement overnight this: dynamic pricing can allow Wendy's to be competitive and flexible with pricing, motivate customers to visit, and provide them with the food they love at a great value.
I mean,
He's got a bad taste.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I mean, it feels like we're constantly being taken advantage of as customers. Is it reasonable to believe that if Wendy's does this, that everyone else will follow suit?
It's a test that begins in 2025. We asked the other chains. We asked Burger King. We asked McDonald's. They didn't respond, but KFC said it has no plans at this time to try dynamic pricing on its menu. The fast food industry has been reticent to do this in the past, but we'll see if these new menu boards, dynamic menu board. Look, if the burger's cheaper later in the day, that might entice me, to be honest.
I know, but if you work a shift and your lunch hour is between 12 and 1 and you just have time to go grab a burger and that's the time that they're the price the highest, that would just be incredibly frustrating.
They're busiest, so it's slower and costs more.
I don't think of fast food like an airline ticket. I don't, but that's the same kind of model, like an airline ticket model.
Thanks for making us angry.
You're welcome. I am your fast food outrage correspondent.
So basically what this is a siege. It's a modern day siege. All right. It's a digital siege. They call it dynamic pricing. They're increasing the money or the amount or cost of your expenses at random moments during the time when you most need it. All right, which could go trickle over to your shopping experience when you go into the grocery store, and then you got dynamic pricings on the corn and the beef. All right, well, that's just a siege, man. All right, so the definition of a siege, if I could grab the web search real quick, see if it pops up here. All right, a military operation in which the enemy forces surround a town or building, cutting off essential supplies with the aim of compelling the surrender of those inside. Why would they have to compel you to surrender? Because the scripture says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their hand, right hand or their forehead, that you can neither buy nor sell, save that ye had the mark. It's all going into a surrender. They want you to surrender to everything that involves NWO and this beast system, to incorporate you as a servant in servitude to the beast system. This is a siege. All right. Price gouging, dynamic pricing. Okay. The fact that, you paying more for your cost of goods every year. That's a siege. This is 2 Kings 6:24. And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his host and went up and besieged Samaria. And let's read what it has to say about besieged as far as the definition in the interlinear. All right. The word here looks like sawar, to bind, besiege, confine, to straighten, press upon. So we know that word straighten means the position of difficulty. Press upon as in put pressure or oppression, and to compress. So this has everything to do with compression. All right. That's what the siege. And the siege, it says bind together because they surround you. Right. To press with siege, to besiege a city. All right. To cut. Press with a knife. To divide. All right. So as you can see, what's going on is a modern day siege with this dynamic pricing. That's the word that they're calling it now. The modern day siege, the modern day manufactured famine. Every seed, when you bind or confine people to a space and they can't leave to get their food, or you confine the prices so that when they go to get food, it's pumped up, it's trumped up to all new taxes and all new surges. You basically caused a situation in which you enclosed. It says here, enclosed them. You laid siege on them. All right. You put the stress on them. right? Because it also has to do with to pressing upon and oppression. You confine them to a ill type of payment, man, called dynamic pricing, in which they got to pay more because it's at a certain time of day. That's crazy. And it came to, but the ancient seas brought about similar type of evils. And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And when there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it, until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dung, dove's dung, for the 5 pieces of silver. What are these? These are different, unanimous, random parts of animals, and even crap coming from an animal that was, the prices surged because there's a famine going on because of that siege. All you're going to do is cause people not to eat. When people don't eat as much, they're going to lose their minds. They're going to start reaching out for help, all right, asking their politicians for help. And what's going to be the answer? The answer is going to be RFID hip. The answer is going to be UBI, Universal Basic Income. NLT says, as a result, there was a great famine in the city. So this is the result of a siege. It's a great famine. It says the siege lasted so long that a donkey's head sold for 80 pieces of silver and a cup of dove's dung. That's right. Dove dung. You know what that is. Sold for 5 pieces of silver. And as the king of Israel, back in the KJV, and as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, help, my lord, O king. And he said, if the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barnyard or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And he said, and I said unto her, on the next day, give thy son, that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. So you understand the result of the siege here in Samaria was cannibalism. So guess what? Book of Eli wasn't so far off. The time of Jacob's trouble is near. All these plagues that are written in the scriptures concerning famines and plagues and pestilences, you could see them coming. All right. And so we'll need to heavily rely on the Lord for our salvation in that time. This is the book. All right. So as they continue to price gouge and create new manufactured sieges, you can just imagine what the people are going to go for. All right. When they set up this beast mark, MOTB. This is Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. So we expecting grace and mercy in that day in the form of divine intervention. The Lord sending us meals, sending us things to eat during the time of famine. It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death. All right, so you won't die through the famine. The Lord's elect won't die in the famine. All right, so that's what we're hoping on. That's what our prayer is, all right, in these times. Seeking the Lord while he may be found. This is the book of Psalms 33, verse 18. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death, and to keep them alive in famine. So they're going to continue to manufacture this famine through ways of dynamic pricing, which is nothing but famine. And that's going to cause, siege of your food, siege of everything that you love. And that's going to cause more things to be sieged, like dynamic pricing for food, but dynamic pricing for gas, so to speak, which they already do. Dynamic pricing, Uber, and so forth and so on. Concerts the lady was going into, but it's all coming down. And you know how troubling the famine is. Just to quote Lamentations 4:9 says, it's better to be slain with the sword than to be slain with hunger. So I brought this out. This video is edifying. I'll leave it there. Till next time. Shalom.